thou shalt be stronger.
Alright, we start off the day, every day, with some pronation lifts. This is 35 kilos. It's sub-maximum, but it's just to get some reps in for the day. And I know what some of you are going to say. You're supposed to kick your wrist back. That's how Devin does it. Shut up, mate. I like to cup when I do my lifts because it mimics my style better. So I'll go for 3 easy reps. And then... So here I'm just testing out my supinated press. It's the first time I've been trying it. I think this was 28 kilos. Moved quite well. Then we bumped it up to 30 kilos. So yeah, here we can see that there's a little bit of side pressure involved too, because it's not, I'm not fully like against my arm. It's a little bit to the side, so you know, it's putting quite a bit of stress on my elbow as well. So, but it felt good. So, yeah. You gotta train those elbows. It's just a riser lift. Went for another rep because I was like, oh, 1 rep felt too easy. Bump up the weight. It's 25 kilos now. Yeah, still moving up smooth. And then it's 26.25, I think. The riser dumped just a little bit, but I still managed to lift. I failed that on the left hand, so I'm not going to show you. Yep. Here's another one of my lifts in my repertoire. It's just a 30-second hold with a Mazarenko, like, it's not, I don't know what you call it, just a flat, you know, just a flat handle with a strap. I think this was 14 kilos, 14 or 15, not 100%. Give myself a little bit of an assist when I lift it. Here I'm just doing, I do like a 3x5 with a wrist wrench without the thumb, and then a little bit of a hold. I'll explain here what I'm doing actually in the video.
Last rep, I always like to get a nice stretch, so I hold for a little bit and then slowly open it up to stretch out the flexor tendons. And I always start each rep with my wrist kicked back, so I have to actively flex through. So I'm not starting cupped and then doing this. I'm starting like this, cupping like this. So yeah, see? So here, my wrist is flat, and then I just bring my elbow a little bit further down, so my wrist ends up kicking back, and we start each rep from here.
Here we're just doing some internal rotation. It's quite a light weight. It's only 9 kilos. the focus is to actually do a lot of reps. Get that side pressure stronger. You can see that I'm not holding the handle with my thumb either. So it's a thumbless grip, and I grip it in a way that mimics how I would have my hand if I were to grip up with someone. Alright, next up, Uncle Todd's famous side pressure movement with pronation. I really like this movement. I think this is a PR with 22.5 kilos, both hands. The limiting factor for me here is actually my pronation, not my side pressure. Felt good. And then just some standard elbow flexion. This is also is the same weight stack, so just 22.5 kilos again. I do 3x5. I don't like using a low pulley because I believe that it's much more difficult to have the pulley go straight ahead. I can make another video explaining about how the forces work. Yep, I'm just doing some. This is more of a Devin Lorette style of training here, where you pump out a shitload of reps with a very light weight. So it's only 9 or 10 kilos on the stack. But I usually don't count it. I think I'm trying to hit 30 reps, but I'm going until I start to feel that my riser is burning out. I don't go to absolute failure. I stop maybe at around RPE 8. So maybe when I feel like I have about 5 or 10 more reps in the tank is when I stop. Then we'll switch to supination. So I grab it and then just supinating the wrist and turning inwards a little bit too. So again, this is also hitting my side pressure because I'm not pulling it towards me and pulling it, inside. Next we hit some pronation. Now I won't do the same thing all the time. I have 3 different variants. I'll do it sometimes with the strap over my thumb. Sometimes I'll use a Mazarenko thumb knuckle handle. It's basically like a V-shaped handle with 2 straps, and then you stick your thumb in between and then you pronate through the thumb. And this variant, which is where we pronate through the wrist. And I'll switch it up, depending on what I feel like doing at the time. And yeah, you can see in the beginning I was doing it with the dragging motion. So I was keeping my arm vertical and dragging my lat and pronating. And then near the end, I started to do a bit more of a pivot off the elbow and rising and pronating. There's no set way to do this. This is just to pump out a lot of reps, get a really good pump in the forearms and the wrist. And then here we will finish with some wrist flexion on a wrist wrench. This is by far my favorite movement for training the wrist. I've noticed noticeable gains in my forearm from this. And we'll pump out, try and get about 30 reps. Again, same thing. We're going to go until we start to feel that lactic acid building up in the muscles, and we stop just shy of going to failure. I forgot to film I don't know what happened with the left hand, but here's a final shot of the pump that we got for today. Looking good.